quantum computing stocks are having their moment right now. And by having their moment, I mean retail investors are YOLOing their Wendy's paychecks into companies they don't understand. Today we're talking about Rigetti Computing, a company trading at, wait for it, 1,260 times sales. That's like paying $1,260 for every dollar this company brings in. You know what else is that kind of markup? Designer water at Coachella. At least with the water, you're getting something that you can actually use. Now, I'm not a quantum computing hater. Actually, I think quantum computing will eventually revolutionize how we solve complex problems. The key word there is eventually. And by eventually, I don't mean next week or the next quarter when your calls expire. I mean in like 20 to 30 years when half of you watching this are dealing with your third divorce and wondering where it all went wrong. So Rigetti just reported their numbers and they are as bad as it can get. In fact, I don't have words for it because you are about to hear some numbers that would sound like that. I made those up. They lost $201 million last year. That's like a negative 2,500% profit margin. These guys are literally setting money on fire faster than Bill Hwang at a derivatives convention. And their own guidance says revenue will stay flat or decline in the near term. Yet somehow the stock is up 500% in 6 months. Make it make sense for me. At this point, the market is so convinced that quantum computing is the future that it's willing to pay more for sales that are expected to shrink. Now let's talk about why this bubble is about to pop harder than my dreams of making it as a day trader. See, everyone's comparing quantum computing to AI, thinking it's the next Nvidia waiting to happen. But here's what these smooth-brained degenerates don't understand. We're not even close to commercial viability. Rigetti's best system right now achieves 99.5% 2-qubit gate fidelity. Sounds impressive, right? For quantum computing to actually work commercially, we need 99.999% fidelity or better. That's not a small improvement. That's like going from barely being able to dribble a basketball to playing in the NBA. And then there's the qubit problem. Rigetti has 36 qubits. Google's got 53. You know how many we need for actual commercial applications? Try a million. A million. Going from 36 to a million qubits isn't just adding more chips like stacking Legos. It's solving fundamental physics problems that would make Stephen Hawking cry. We're talking about quantum decoherence, crosstalk between qubits, maintaining quantum states, things that sound like something out of Rick and Morty but are actually even more complicated. So I called up my buddy. He's got a PhD in physics while I've got a PhD in losing money on options. And I asked him, when can we actually use quantum computers like we use GPUs today? He said, minimum 15 years. Minimum. And that's if everything goes perfectly, if we solve all the technical problems, if the companies don't run out of money, if aliens don't invade us. The realistic timeline? 20 to 25 years. In 20 years, today's Rigetti shareholders will have been diluted so many times they'll basically own quantum dust. The company burns through cash like it's nothing. At their current burn rate, they've got maybe 3 years of runway. Then what? Another capital raise, more dilution, rinse and repeat, until either they figure it out or everyone realizes the emperor has no clothes. You want to know what's really happening here? This is classic bubble psychology, the same thing we've seen with .coms and NFTs of monkeys. Investors watched AI stocks go parabolic and now they're desperate to find the next AI. They see quantum computing and think, oh, this sounds smart and futuristic. Must be worth $1 trillion. It's the same energy as that guy at the gym who just discovered crypto and won't shut up about how he's basically a venture capitalist now. No, Brad, you're not a VC. You bought $500 of some meme coins at the peak and now you're down 90% on it. Every tiny technical achievement gets celebrated like they just cured cancer. Oh, we improved gate fidelity by 0.2%. Great, only 99,997 more improvements to go before this thing actually works? Meanwhile, fundamental challenges that would make any rational person run for the hills get completely ignored because nobody wants to be the guy who missed out on the next Nvidia. And here's something the Rigetti bulls don't want to talk about the competition. You think IBM, Google, Amazon, and every other tech giant with infinite money is just going to let some small company dominate quantum computing? Even if, and this is a massive if, Rigetti becomes successful, what makes you think they won't just get acquired or crushed by bigger players? This isn't like Nvidia, where they had a profitable GPU business to fund their AI development. Rigetti is a one-trick pony betting everything on technology that won't be commercially viable until your kids are in college. Quantum computing will change the world, eventually. But paying 1,260 times sales for a company burning hundreds of millions with no path to profitability for potentially decades? That's not investing, that's donating money to venture capitalists with extra steps. The quantum computing dream is real, but the timeline is measured in decades, not quarters. By the time Rigetti or any quantum company generates meaningful commercial revenue, we'll probably have flying cars, colonies on Mars, and I'll finally have figured out how to make money in the stock market. Remember, nobody ever went broke taking profits. Peace out, degenerates. See you in the next video where we'll probably talk about whatever insane thing the market creates next. Because if there's one thing I've learned, it's that the market's ability to create new ways for you to lose money is truly infinite.